So hi, Jason.
Hi.
First of all, thank you for letting us do this interview.
You're welcome.
Let me start with the first question. Can you briefly describe how healthcare works in Canada?
Well, in Canada, I would say more in Quebec, okay? Insurance is an obligation, so every patient has to be insured to get medications. There's two kinds of insurance. There's the group insurance and the government insurance, the public insurance. So yeah, you have the group insurance if you work. It's the one you get from your job, and there is the government insurance for young people under 18 or over 65, and for the ones who has job but doesn't have the possibility to get the group insurance.
Because there are some jobs that have a group insurance and some jobs that don't have.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Is it more like, how does it work? Do people go to the pharmacy and automatically they get reimbursed there, or do they have to wait? Is it like automatic? Is it electronic, or?
Yes, the maybe 85 to 90% of patients has everything is done electronically. So they will just pay balance of what they have to pay with their insurance. The other ones, they have to transmit everything manually, them by themselves, or they have to pay the full amount, but they will get a check by mail, or I don't know, another way of payment, but later, maybe a week or 2 weeks later. Yeah.
What does a pharmacy look like in Canada? Is it similar to the States, or is it different?
Yeah, pretty much the same. I saw a few Rite Aids and Walgreens, and it looks like the same pharmacy most of the time. Yeah.
Do you also have pharmacies in hospitals and
yes,
like that?
Yes, we have a pharmacy. I would say in every hospital there's a department just for a pharmacy, and there is also pharmacies in research, but I couldn't tell you much about that part of practice.
Okay. What do you do in a typical day or week?
Well, I would say we are kind of a big pharmacy, a bit different from the other pharmacies. So we have three different departments. The first one is what we call the lab, which is the regular pharmacy job with patients, give new prescriptions, explain it, answer patients' questions. There's the distribution, so just for the refills. This is the regular job. The second department would be the center, where we deliver medication for seniors' house, which are all covered by the government insurance, or most of the time. So it's more like it's a week service. So we deliver all medication in little, I would say, baggies from breakfast or every hours if it's necessary. So it's more it's bigger than to manage, I would say. And then there is the third department, which is the sterile hood flow hood. So where we prepare all intravenous antibiotics and all ambulatory treatments except for chemotherapy. We don't do that. Yeah.
And so someday you can work in the department, the other day, or?
Yeah, so or we just split the day. So during the morning we work in the lab, the afternoon we switch for another department like the flow hood. But
okay. Do you get to interact a lot with the customers or patients, or?
In the lab, yes, a lot. This is something I like because we have good patients, I would say.
Okay.
A lot of elderly patients who are retired, so they have time to talk. They like that, and they like to come at the pharmacy every 2 or 3 days. Even if their prescriptions are good to refills the day after, we just offer them to refill it now. They say, no, I want to come back. I want to see you in a few days. So that's fine. Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Do you feel valued as a healthcare professional by your community?
By the community, yes. By the patients, we don't have any, well, we are valued. They repeat it every day, I would say, to us. So I like that, to go to work and know that you're appreciated by the patients. We have a good relationships too with the physicians in the area. So it's very important to be able to work with them, because you have to call them many times per day. So it's a good relationship to have. But the only thing would be the government. I would say that we had a lot of change in the last weeks, last month, new act, I would say, that we can do, and new thing can prescribe ourselves to patients, which seems to be a great thing. The bad thing about that is governments say, yes, you have to do this, but yeah, they will pay a little bit, but not that much, and many of these new acts won't be paid too. So it's a bit sad to not feel valued by these acts. But it's like if the government says that, no, it doesn't have value, just do it free. But we need to get money to be able to work.
So basically what you're saying is that you have more responsibilities and more things you can do?
Exactly.
Or more things you have to do?
We have to do.
Yeah, you have to do, but you're not really getting paid for it.
Yeah, not for all the new acts.
Okay. Okay.
We have.
And since when?
Since maybe a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very new. Okay. So, can you tell me what certification or training is required to be a practicing pharmacist in Quebec?
When I graduate, it was a 4-year bachelor, but maybe 1 or 2 years after it changed for first degree. First degree doctorate, which is a 5 years formation. Yeah.
Okay. So, with like you did the 4-year bachelor degree, or with nowadays the doctorate, is that what you need to become the owner of a pharmacy, or can anybody be the owner of a pharmacy?
No,
like,
this
in the
is
States?
no. This is the something particular in Quebec. You have to be pharmacist to own a pharmacy. So, which is, I consider a good job, a good thing. Mm-hmm. I would say, good job, a good thing to protect the cares we have. So we know that the one who's the owner knows the same thing than you, has the same values than you, and the same deontology code than you.
Is it possible for a foreign pharmacist to come to Quebec and practice as a pharmacist? Is there any training or something he has to do? Is it possible for him?
Yes, it's possible, but they have to do the equivalencies to be able to work here. So they go to the university, they ask, there's a committee who will decide which course he has to do, or if it's considered like what he received in its old country. And there is also laws, of course, because the practice is a bit different. There is also drugs who are available here that might not be available in its old country. And the reverse is also possible, that there is medication in the US or in, I don't know, somewhere, another country where it's available and it's not available here in Canada. So they have to know this information before starting to practice it.
I guess the names are different sometimes as well.
Also, yeah.
Okay.
The brand names are different, the generic names also are a bit different sometimes.
Okay. Is it the same for like somebody who's from Western Canada? If he wants to come to Quebec and practice as a pharmacist, does he have the same thing, or?
It's then in that situation, I'm pretty sure it's easier. The only thing they had to do is the law course to know how it works in
It's just
Quebec.
in Quebec the laws are different than the rest of Canada.
Yes, I think all province has their own provincial laws. So if I go like in Ontario, I will have to follow their law course for practicing pharmacy. But the pharmacy course are, I think, pretty sure the same courses.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in Quebec, is there any program that targets poor population for the medication?
And yes, we have welfare programs for people who just have job, doesn't have much money. So in that particular situation, most of medication is paid by the welfare program. We also have, well, I'm sure it's the same for the states too, some pharmaceutics company program for very expensive medications. Then they have they can help to pay to pay this very expensive medication.
So pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah, they are affiliated with an insurance company.
Okay.
Who will help to pay more than, for example, if this medication is not paid in Quebec, so they can get reimbursement because it's not, well, it's not paid. So then there's another private insurance that will come just for this specific prescriptions, just to help to pay, so the patient can receive the treatment. In oncology, for example, it happens
Okay.
many times.
What problems or issues do you face as a pharmacist in your country?
Well, it's not really for pharmacists, but the pharmacy practice, it's like everywhere. There is more medications, more disease, I would say, or more diagnostic. So we have more treatment available, more different drugs, more expensive too. So it's the cost of the treatment, which is, I would say, the biggest problem. And I said earlier that the government gave us new acts so we can prescribe. They don't want to pay. That's one of the reasons, because they wouldn't say they don't have the money for that, but they have budget to respect, and it becomes a situation that they have to cut. The easiest way to cut in drug cost is to cut on us. But yes, it's a big problem, the cost of all these medications.
Are drugs scheduled the way they are in the United States, or it's different?
I don't know in the United States how they separate different kind of drugs, but here in Canada we have, well, the PR drugs, which are the prescription drug, the general or regular prescription. We have, of course, the narcotics that we have to manage, make sure that they're not abused prescriptions. We have the target substances and the control substances like benzodiazepines. Yes.
Okay. Is there a constant government oversight for drugs with high potential of abuse, or?
Mostly for narcotics, so we have to keep a registry of what we buy, what we sell, so make sure that everything's balanced. There's no tablets lost or disappeared.
Yeah, stolen.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we do a little recap of everything we said, how it works in Canada is that the people are obliged to have a prescription drug insurance.
In Quebec, not in
Canada.
Quebec.
Okay,
Quebec.
only in Quebec. So they can get it from their job, if they have a job that offers a group insurance.
Yes.
Or there's also the public insurance for pretty much everybody else. And so when they go to the pharmacy, automatically they have an insurance that covers a portion of their drugs.
Yes.
And sometimes they have to pay the full amount and get reimbursed after, but most of the time they get reimbursed directly at the pharmacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
They pay only for the deductible and the co-insurance.
Okay. And in your day-to-day job, your job is pretty similar to what a pharmacist's job would be in the States, but the laws might be a little different, and the act is also a little different, especially with the new laws.
Yes.
Okay.
There's new laws, but I think it's the way it was in the States since a few years now. We just try to reach the same level, I would say. So even in Canada, pharmacists was able to do that since a few years. It was only different in Quebec. We didn't have this possibility, and now it's just try, as I said, to reach the same level.
Okay. And for a foreign pharmacist that comes to Quebec, it's possible for him to practice here, but he would have to go through the equivalencies and sometimes do some law classes or
yes.
All the classes needed to make sure that he's able to work with the product that you guys work with.
And safely.
And safely.
Yeah, for the patient.
And so yeah, and as for the narcotics or drugs that have a high potential of abuse,
yes.
You have a registry that you have to keep up to date, and there's a lot of oversight of what is given to the patients.
Yes, exactly.
Good. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a good one.
Thank you.